Hello, everybody. Welcome to Can't Tell Me None podcast. Before the show begins, we would like to say that I hope that you're smashing the like button and also subscribing to our channel to help us with the algorithm.
And turn on your notifications as well.
Exactly, because what's better than just checking on the page, but you also get the notification that we're posting every Saturday. So, yeah, you can see the clips every Saturday, but then you can also check our Spotify at TCL Network for the full episode of the Can't Tell Me None podcast, and also Benchwarmer Reports on our Spotify or YouTube, whatever you prefer, you know. Well, and here's the show. The governor of New York.
What the fuck is wrong?
I'm sorry. Take that back.
Oh my god.
All right. No, he's still alive and he's barely going well. But he resigned. So there's a little. I text you this. It's just a little weird how like there's still a lot of people supporting him regardless of the account that has been stated. And have you seen the press conference where he's trying to defend himself in a way not defending himself? It just sounded fucking weird. So there's a press conference and it's like his reaction. I think it was before his the one where he resigned. He was like, "Well, it's just an Italian thing. Like, I'm just Italian. Like, this is what we do. This is how we talk. Like, I touch men like this. I touch gay people like this. I touch people of color like this. I touch boy like this. I touch girl like this. I touch my family." Like, he just, like, throwing out examples. And it's just, like, it was just kind of like him digging a deeper hole. And he's like, "Well, to me, I did nothing wrong, but I guess to them it was wrong." And it's
they
like,
did consent. Yes, it's wrong, big dog.
and it's like, is that supposed to be like in a defending? Like, are you supposed to defend yourself by saying? Because that's not really like whoever wrote that shit, or if he came up with it himself. I'm like, yo, that's not a very good way to like, you know, defend your stand at all.
He didn't really, you know, that wasn't really the best apology. That I
Exactly. And you know what with Cuomo, like, bro, like, you know, we live in a world where there's a lot of nasty old men. They all do that. Man, I used to work at Marriott, and the type of shit that I used to work in food and beverage, right? Mm-hmm. And the type of shit that was said from the cooks to the girls managers or the girl workers that walk in and out through the kitchen back door, the type of shit that they say just make you cringe. Like, and I don't know what it is. I hope, knock on wood, like I would try my best as the older I get, the less creeper of a man. Cause I just feel like old men just develop this sense of like, I don't give a fuck. I can just say anything, do anything. Like, well, it's not, and I can get away with it. I'm old.
It's not necessarily that. It's more when these dudes were young. Like Cuomo is what, 63?
Yeah, I think,
When these dudes was like in their 20s and stuff, it was okay to cat call women walking down the street. Like, what's allowed them to be like, "Hey, sexy," "Hey, beautiful," whatever it may be.
Right.
You can't. I mean, and even back then, like, even if it was considered quote unquote okay, that doesn't necessarily mean like it was right. That doesn't mean that the women weren't still uncomfortable by these dudes catcalling them when they're just trying to walk down the street and go about their day.
Right.
So that's all these. You know what they say? You can't change an old person. They've been alive for so long. They're already gonna be stuck in their ways. So when you grow up and that's all you're doing. Obviously, when the climate of the world changes, it's gonna be hard for you to adapt if that's what you've been doing your whole life. And I'm not justifying it because he's still wrong. But
yeah,
I mean,
no, I get it. No, with the time, like it was cool for them back then because they might get away with it. I mean, in this climate, it's hard to get away with it, which is great because they shouldn't. Old motherfuckers shouldn't get away with it for all this shit. But I just come from it at a different angle where it's like, yo, I just don't understand like how men get to a point where like they think it's okay to say or do shit. Like I just don't understand. Like and you can even say like it's the time, whatever the case might be. But like let's be honest, bro. Like we see young motherfuckers that do the same thing.
And
like,
that's why I said power.
Yeah,
that's literally what it is. It's power. Is dudes having a lot of money and having a lot of power, whether they work in politics or work in the entertainment business or sports industry or whatever it may be. They have this power, so we see it in like acting all the time. We used to hear the jokes when we was kids, and we not even in the entertainment business, but you hear the jokes where it's like, how bad do you want this movie role?
Exactly.
Like,
well, apparently there was a girl that supposedly isn't qualified but has gotten the job, and Cuomo gave her the job. I forgot what her name is, but according to the report, the resume, she didn't really have a resume that could have gotten her the job, but she got the job anyways. So
how bad did she want that job? And he probably
I know. So there's an angle of like probably like a bunch of fucking men that will probably be like, well, you know, like she got the fucking job, so she took the deal. But at the end of the day, like
she took the deal because that job probably changed her life, and probably to a certain aspect changed her family's life with the money she probably was making.
Right, but nowhere in the contract did it say, yeah, you can slip a finger through my pussy without consent.
I don't think he was doing that. I know.
There was some reports where he's saying like he was like touching them in the private parts.
I just see. Well,
the whole Trump saying,
open breasts and buttocks. I hope he wasn't out here.
Yeah. No, if you read the reports, there's reports where it gets deeper, and he put him. He got little clothes, and he touching them where you're not supposed to be. And come on, man, he got kids. He's married. He got a family.
Fam, that don't mean nothing.
I know it don't mean nothing for these men. Apparently, I mean, the Clinton was out there fucking sporting his sperm everywhere, and still is married to the same lady, which is wild to me. I mean, what are we doing, Hillary? What are we doing?
Hey, man, she love him.
Bro, my girlfriend loved me, but if I nutted on some girl's face, she's not going to be with me.
That's your girlfriend. I'm just saying. What do you want me to say?
Wow. Anybody want to question Hillary on the time? Like, why are you still with a guy that nutted on another girl's face and everybody, the whole world know it? But yeah, it's just wild to me.
Man, that's
another topic, but let's go back to
we can get back to it, but that's literally like talking about dudes who be dating chicks that be getting ran through. If they want to be, it is the same thing.
I mean, but if it happened prior, then that's nothing you can do about it.
I'm talking about
if
while you're currently with them.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing that we know?
You don't think?
That's called cockhold, huh? That's what you like.
No, you don't think. No, you don't think that there's dudes out here that probably know that their girl is cheating on them and probably like, fuck it, I just don't want to know.
I know nobody that agrees with that shit. Men in their fucking stupid power ego.
I know a lot of men. I know a lot of women.
You know a lot of men that's okay with their girl cheating.
I'm not saying I know a lot of men that's okay with their girl cheating, but I do know some.
And you say you know women that's okay with their man cheating?
Fam, it's a thing that says...
Bro, all right, how much money they got? How much money?
It's a saying that's called, what you won't know won't hurt you.
That's the stupidest shit I ever heard.
Hey, man, do you check your girl's phone?
No.
Okay. I'm not saying you're... Obviously,
but I know the password to it, so if I want to go, I can.
So you guys have trust.
Yeah, I got trust.
Some people don't. Some people have open relationships. Some people don't care.
No. Open relationship is a different thing because you agree upon it. But you say cheating.
Some people
That's different.
Care. Some people don't care if their partner cheats.
So
it's not.
No. Wait. Let's get the technical out the way. Let's get the technicality out the way. The word cheat. The word cheat means that like if you're
cheating is what
without consent of you sleeping with another person.
Cheating doesn't have to even be sleeping. Cheating, your partner cannot.
Or talk or text or whatever case might be. All right, sure. You're saying that? Well, I feel lost my train of thought. If the partner is fully aware of what's happening and gives consent and call it a quote unquote open relationship, then you can call that cheating.
Okay,
that's different.
Let me rephrase it.
It's not cheating.
Let me rephrase it.
Because they know it.
Some people know that their partner is cheating, but as long as they're not out here making them look stupid, then they don't care.
Who are those people? I don't know any of them in this fucking world. Jesus Christ.
More people.
I'm questioning you. I can't trust you.
More people think this way when they.
You ain't
when there's money involved or when you've been with someone for so long.
Yeah, if there's money involved, you're gonna be like, man, you know what?
No, but even if you've been with someone
I like
for so
the
long,
cash. I'm gonna stay for the cash.
No, but even if you've been with someone for so long, you might not want to have to. You might not want to have to start over a new relationship. So yeah, you might know that the person is cheating, and you might be like, I'm not okay with it. But if you don't, if you're not out here just cheating and everybody just seeing you going on dates with other girls and you're not out here making me look stupid and all your stuff is on the low, then I mean, most people won't. Some people, not most, some people might be okay with that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Well, then kind of link that to politicians. Cause so in order to be a politician, you got to be a power hungry motherfucker. Any motherfucker want to be a politician, you got to be like, you got to be destined to be a powerful guy. So I think anybody who's probably dating a politician probably knows that, or probably like kind of submit to the power struggle in a way where like you might not run the shit, and because
that goes with any relationship where there's someone who their occupation or their career, one, brings in a lot of money, and two,
so they got a lot of say when it comes to things.
Yeah, gives them power. You have a lot of say because
I mean,
it might be fucked up.
He's the governor for like what, over a decade, so he runs shit. So he's like, you know what, my wife ain't fucking gonna leave me for these fucking groping, and you know I'm just touching pussy. Well, I mean, she's gonna be fine, I guess. I'm
not saying it's right, but some people might.
I'm not saying it's fine either, but I'm just saying, like in his crazy power ego trip, he's like, you know what, I own this city, I can get away with it. But motherfucker, no, you're not gonna get away with it.
He was getting away with it.
He was getting. I mean, who knows? This probably went on for like a whole decade. I mean, it's probably been going on an entire, because his dad was a politician before he was a politician, so it kind of runs in the fucking family. So his family basically, essentially, run New York.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So
his
once you run New York,
anchorman in New York.
Yeah, and your brother worked for CNN, and you know, like, you're gonna have a whole news network that rides your dick till the sun don't shine, you know. So it's wild. Like, I get it. Like, he, you know, like, but the thing is, you can't be that motherfucker and expect not to get caught, and then when you get caught, just kind of be like, well, I'm Italian. Why did I say it like that?
I don't know.
It's not a fucking excuse, like, bro, like,
I feel
you're not invincible is the thing.
I feel like
when
a lot of people get into these. Well, look at Cuomo. He's done a lot of good things over his. I mean, I'm not from New York, so I wouldn't fucking know. But I from what the stuff I was reading, it said that he's done a lot of good things during his term as governor.
Right.
Like help change certain laws and things in New York.
Yeah, he's been like a pretty liberal and progressive governor, to say the least.
So certain people think, why does so many good things? I would think that maybe like the girls that he was sexually harassing or whatever was like, well, maybe he was thinking, well, since I do so many good things to help the state, maybe they'll kind of, you know, just look past the BS that I did and just let it slide and be like, okay. But all it takes is for that one chick to come out, and then there's just gonna be a domino effect.
I can't trust too good not too good, like in like how good their job is, but like as far as like how they present themselves, the shit like they say. I can't trust a guy like that comes up there and act like he's all good and like I'm here to save the people. I can't trust those people, like, because there's a hidden agenda behind all that shit. You do all this shit just so you can do all the bad shit behind. Mm-hmm. Like when he essentially killed a bunch of grannies in the nursing homes, cover it up, didn't suppress the report, suppress the release, didn't let anybody release the actual data, came out and with some his stupid shit, and then fucking wrote a book. He wrote a book about how great of a job he did during COVID. Bro, how much of an ego, like, that's like if we want to talk about the peak of toxic masculinity, that's it for you.
I wouldn't say it's the peak. That's kind of shitty, but it wouldn't.
He wrote a book about how much of a good job he did throughout the pandemics, considering he killed a bunch of grannies in the fucking nursing home and said nothing about it and suppressed the whole report, suppressed the data, didn't want it to be released, and it was groping vaginas and panties at the same time. Vaginas and panties they're connected. So but he wrote a fucking book about it.
You think they're gonna file?
Wild.
You think the state of New York gonna file a criminal investigation against him?
Oh yeah, no, they gonna. But to be honest, he ain't going to jail. He's gonna ride. He's gonna resign. He made enough money. He's probably gonna pay some people off. He's gonna get off with it. To be honest, it is. He just has so many connections. He has so many connections.
He still faces the possibility of criminal charges. It says it's a number of prosecutors around the state of New York that are starting to investigate him, and one of his accusers filed a criminal complaint. So
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna get. They're gonna end up charging him.
Yeah. I mean,
I think he might get a year in prison.
I mean, if what's his name? Speaking of that, so I recently watched this documentary on Netflix. It's called Athlete A. Have you seen it? It's about the whole gymnastic USA gymnastic
with the coach that was
Nassar.
yeah,
Nassar,
Larry, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Larry Nassar, or whatever the case might be.
Didn't he kill
He's gotten jail time.
Didn't he kill himself, or is he in prison right now?
No, I think he's in prison.
Oh, I thought he killed himself.
He might have killed himself. I don't know. I know he's in prison. But it was like 100 different like gymnastics, and it was like the whole time. You should definitely watch that fucking documentary. That documentary was wild. And like for him to have done what he did and cover up, it's kind of like the same thing of Cuomo in a way, but I think Cuomo has less body on his count than Nassar's. But so it really depends on like how far this one accuser, I forgot her name, but willing to go far with it. But he's gonna have access to the best lawyers and most connections. So I don't know. Like, I would hope that he gets some fucking time so that he learns from his stupid fucking lessons. Maybe he comes out and write a book about he want to be sorry about things. But I don't think he's gonna write that book at all. I think he's gonna just keep the book where it's about all the things I did good. But the minimum wage doesn't prove it doesn't work. Like, it's not a livable wage. If you're making $12 an hour, there's no way you're making 40 grand a year. You're going to be making like 28 grand a year.
If you want to make 40 grand, if you want to make 40 grand off of $12 an hour, you have to be working OT at least 25% of the time.
Exactly, which is wild because now you're taking so much time away from
living your actual life, being at home,
exactly,
doing other things, exercising, taking care of your family if you got kids or whatever,
right?
Just doing other hobbies because you're spending 50, 70, 80 hours at a week at work.
Exactly.
You spend basically 10 hours a day at work every week.
And piggyback right to the things that I said starting out before we end the podcast. But I said something about taking advantage of being a country that we're in, and there's people in other countries being less unfortunate. The one thing I do want to say about Americans that most people in other country, and especially when I was living in Vietnam, that I didn't get the sense of this, is that people in America work a lot. Like, we work a lot here. And yeah. I think at some point we stop getting compensated for the amount of work that we put in.
No, yeah. I had a conversation maybe a year ago or so. I was talking to someone on Twitter. We were talking about, it was like a whole group. We was all talking about like shit like this, like the minimum wage. And this dude was from the UK. And he was saying the same thing. He said, I've noticed that you Americans, like, you guys work a lot and you guys don't really take time off. And then I explained to him, I'm like, well, this one, I think, well, it wasn't a year ago. This is like maybe a couple years ago. I think this when I was working at Walmart. So I explained to him, I was like, well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of, everything's expensive, especially if you live in California. So you got to work to make money. And then it's hard to get time off when you're working because it's like some jobs, they just are really strict with the time off. You got to really like have a lot of PTO or put your request in like a year in advance in order to get time off. And he was saying that's crazy because overseas, like in Europe, they encourage their workers. The companies encourage their workers to use that month that you got a PTO. Yeah. And go on vacation. Get the fuck out of here. Go take a mental health break. Yeah. So you won't come back to work and be fucking shooting niggas up.
School first. I never accumulated so many fucking PTO in my entire life so fast. Literally, I'm like almost over 100, and I've only been at the company for under a year. And they like force everybody to take at least a week off, like force. Yeah. And also, you can take plenty of fucking days off. The thing is, it's not a standard
in America. It's not.
It's not a standard. But it needs to be a standard because there's certain corporations that will do it, and then there's just certain corporations that will fucking work you.
That's why
the sun don't shine.
Why niggas overseas don't give a fuck about working at the fucking pub or McDonald's because they can still fucking take that month off and go visit America, go visit Spain if they live in the UK, go visit Asia, go visit wherever, South America. They could take that time off, take that month off. Even they just want to take that month off and sit at home. Yeah. And just not work. They have the option to do that. We don't really have that option in America. It's like if you don't have the PTO, they gonna look at. And then I've seen times where I've worked with people and they go on vacation and come back and they fucking job is gone. Yeah, they pretty much get fired by the time they get back. Oh yeah,
my pops got fired his day off, bro.
Get laid off for going on vacation. That shit don't happen in other countries.
Of a vacation and got fired.
Laid the fuck. Yep. I was like, that's why I don't never go on vacation because
how the fuck did that happen?
That's why I've never been on vacation because I'm like if I go on vacation, by the way, come back
vacations are pretty fucking short here.
You only get like
a week. That's not a vacation. A vacation is a month, bro. A month.
Certain jobs only let you use a certain amount of time.
I know
at a time over here. Whereas like in other countries, they'll let you use as much
2-3 weeks.
However much you got used up. If you want to use all of it, go ahead. They wouldn't care. Somebody's gonna replace you while you're gone. You'll come back and your job will still be here. But in America, it's not like that. You try to take a month vacation, you might not have a job when you get back.
That's true.
So yeah, it's just things that we have to get better at. In America.
I think the government has to start regulating like corporations and putting standards.
A little more than they already do.
Yeah, more than what they do, and putting standards on how you treat employees, how like what you should offer to employees and stuff like that. And then, what you should do about the minimum wage. You raise it, or should you do it by a percentage of income throughout the company, whatever the case might be. But I think there needs to be talk amongst that, and I think the current administration is probably not. They're probably not talking about it. It seems like that's the last thing on their fucking mind.
We're not gonna never really get this fixed out. It'd probably be a couple terms from now before the government really decides, get into that minimum wage. But I think it's gonna be a good 8 years before we can really start talking.
Because Biden ain't really running the country. I think somebody's behind the desk.
Think he's FDR.
He want to be FDR, but he ain't.
Wait, is that FDR the one that has
No.
Didn't he have scoliosis or something?
I don't think so.
No, it was one of those presidents.
No, FDR was a good one.
That was when I got shot.
No, that's JFK.
No, it was FDR. I think Roosevelt. He was sick or something. They had him his wife was.
I don't know. I failed history class, so maybe I'm
I think
not
that
the
is
right.
FDR. I could be wrong.
I'm not the right person. But anyways, I'm just saying. I don't think Biden is to run the country, man. He can't. He can barely put a sentence together. What makes you think he's gonna put a bill together?
I just vote for the president once, and then I wait for 4 years and see what they did good and wrong. I don't be keeping up with them. For 4 years.
No, I'm just keeping up because I'm just keeping up because I watch the podcast and I hear about it. And I'm like, damn, But whatever. I don't try to. Jesus Christ!
What the fuck was that?
I had a burp real bad. Anyways, but I was trying to hold it in. It was weird. Anyways, but no, I don't really try to let politics depict my life because it gets out of hand. And
exactly.
Politics can be very stressful, and
if you let politics control your life, you're gonna be depressed.
Yeah. No. I just kind of laugh at it. I'm like, funny. I'm at this point, if anything politics related, I just try to find a way to hate both sides.
That's fair.
It's the best way to cope with things. As long as you hate both sides, you're good. If you like one and you hate the other, then you're in the race. But if you hate both sides, you're just kind of like the guy sitting on the bench like, look at these motherfuckers go. Look at them just fighting over shit that don't matter. Or that do matter but shouldn't require fighting. But yeah, that's just my approach nowadays.